wait, stop. I need your help. So I experienced something and I'm investigating it, and I want your help to investigate it because I think it's a robust subject. And the more of us that sort of put in our wisdom, we can maybe find some collective wisdom here. And I'd really like that. So the other day I posted this. When we choose to stay in our comfort zones, we may have all the potential in the world, but we'll never know what we're truly capable of. Our potential becomes stagnant, unrealized, and ultimately wasted. It's like having a treasure chest locked away in our hearts, but never bothering to open it. And this was my caption. Taking action is the pivotal force that unlocks our true potential. It is a catalyst that propels us beyond the confines of our comfort zone where growth and transformation occur. Merely possessing potential is like having a dormant powerhouse within, waiting to be activated. However, it is through decisive and purposeful action that we harness this latent energy and turn it into tangible results. Action challenges us, pushing us to confront uncertainties and embrace change. It is in the realm of action that we learn, adapt, and evolve, refining our skills and expanding our capabilities. Whether big or small, every step taken injects life into our aspirations, transforming them from mere possibilities into reality. Action turns dreams into achievements and turns potential into accomplishments. To which somebody replied, wait, what? You're helping people mask even more? Being trauma-informed means recognizing people need safety and security before they can break out of their comfort zone. They are there for a reason because they aren't getting what they need to get yet. What kind of coaching program certified someone without cover being trauma-informed? That's just predatory against the people that need the most help and can't access it from people who are trained properly to work with big-hearted overthinkers. And then they also reposted it on their own page with much of the same message. Just at the end, it says, don't fall for this eugenics BS. Stay safe, you all, sorry. So my first sense of this was like, interesting. My whole platform is about healing and safety and authenticity and not doing the work till you're ready, right? I include all of those elements, number one. And number two, my post said nothing about this, right? So I felt as though it was like I said, hey, this bakery has really good bread. And then somebody reposted my post saying, how dare someone say this? There's gluten intolerant people and they're going to get hurt if they have bread. I was like, well, I didn't say anything about that subset of the population, right? So it's taking something I'm saying and misapplying it and then blaming me for that. And that didn't feel great. And I also thought this is so important in our lives when we interact with other people on the internet or in person, is to make sure that we understand what they're saying, particularly if we disagree with it. When we disagree with something, our first healthy reaction is to go, okay, wait, time out. I'm going to get curious about this person, about their position, about what my possible stories could be, about what my possible misunderstandings can be, get more information, and then make a decision or an action, right? But to read something, take it out of context, have no idea who the person was, attack the person, attack the school they went to, it just seemed sort of out of place to me. What do you think? This response, it got me really curious about if there's ever a time when it serves us to be mean to another person. I'm not talking about holding somebody accountable or having boundaries. Of course, those things are healthy. But being mean to another human walking on this planet, trying to do the best they can, is there ever a need for that? Because in my world, there's not. And so I get curious about other people who use this tool because I don't understand it. I don't understand what their intention is or how they're trying to make the world a better place by judgment and exclusion and attacking and unkindness. And I'm curious what you guys think about that. Is there ever a time to be mean to somebody online or in person? Is that ever appropriate? I think when we are trying to be effective in conversation with somebody that disagrees with us, it's so important to make sure that that other person feels safe and heard and loved before you speak your disagreement. I think it was Jane Goodall who said, in order to change someone's mind, you first have to touch their heart. And I always really loved that. And as you guys know, I'm a trained mediator, I'm a certified coach. So these things matter, right? The way that we say things, the intention that we put into our communications with strangers and with people we love, it all matters. It all goes into the evolution of our species and the world at large. And when we want to change the world, we can only do it by changing our own actions and making sure that we touch the hearts of the people who disagree with us and who we disagree with. Now let's dig in just for a moment to my personal experience with trauma and what I said about the comfort zone. So as you guys know, if you know me at all, you know that I've experienced major trauma in my life. Abandonment as a child, poverty as a child, domestic violence relationship, a car accident that almost killed me, right? All these things that have happened to me. And it has been very, very challenging because when you have trauma or hurt, your comfort zone gets smaller. And yes, this person was absolutely right. The first order of business is to build safety, right? And then the next step is to work on healing. And then when that's complete, the next step is to take action. Because if we don't take action, that's where the rubber hits the road. If we don't take action, our comfort zone will actually continue to shrink. And this information about the comfort zone, it isn't my opinion. Like, we can cite source after source after source after source. This is now considered fact. We know that the comfort zone shrinks if you don't continue to hold that space and expand it and expand yourself. We know that progress happens and growth happens outside of your comfort zone. And it's interesting because, you know, these are just semantics, these words we're using, but even if you draw it back to that first stage, the building safety, that you have to go out of your comfort zone to do that. Because when you're really traumatized, I'll use I language. When I have been really traumatized, I can't accept love. I can't talk to people. I can't identify my feelings. I can't get separate from my feelings. I mean, it feels so trapping. So the first step is to go outside of my comfort zone, just to relax my shoulders and be safe enough to breathe and look around, safe enough to let somebody love me, let somebody help me, right? All of things are outside of my comfort zone. So even in that stage, you have to push outside of your comfort zone. And I think the piece that really sort of triggered this other person was this idea of potential. And so I really got to thinking, what is potential? What do we mean when we say that? What did I mean when I wrote this post and I said that you wouldn't reach your potential if you didn't have action? And I think for me, what I have realized both in my own life and with my clients is that you must take action. I guess I'll say it like this. What you're doing, the actions you're taking right now, the thoughts you're thinking, the beliefs you're believing, they're creating your reality. Your current level of potential, I guess, your ability to feel love, your ability to access peace and joy, your ability to go for what you really want the most in life, right? That's your potential. You living you as your fullest, you feeling safe to be you, that is your potential. And when we choose to, I'm not talking about healing, because I know the word choice was the other thing I think that this person really got hung up on. There is a time when healing is not a choice. But it's my experience with self and other that there comes a time when it is a choice. After I've done the safety work and the healing work, and I have to decide, am I going to step into the arena or not? That's what I'm talking about. When you finally are at that stage, this quote applies to you at that stage in life, when you are ready to take action and you have to choose to enter the arena or not to. That choice is going to ultimately allow you to expand, which is potential, expansion. What do you think? Another thing that I thought was really interesting is, as we know, there's data out there in the world. So my quote was the data. And one person might have read it, and on their filter, they have something that makes them agree with my quote. This person obviously has something, and it could be something very open, like people are trying to attack me. People are trying to make people work hard. People are trying to promote burnout culture. I have to be aware of everybody who might be doing this to me. I don't have no idea, right? But for me, when I see a post, I have something written on my filter that says, like, everybody's doing their best. Like, most people are kind and loving. Most inaccuracies are innocent. And so it's unnatural for me to respond in sort of an attacking way, because that's what's on my filter. So the thoughts and feelings that are created from my story that I made up about it are very different than somebody's thoughts and feelings that are created from a story of the other is wrong. I have to correct. I know better. I have to call this person out. And I think that sort of culture that has been developed is risky. I think, of course, some actions need to be called out. But first, the investigation has to happen. The dialogue has to happen. When we attack without that, that's a form of low emotional intelligence. Like, there's data to support why that doesn't work. And so I think that we have to seek to understand versus being right. There was another person who commented on the thread saying that it was inappropriate because it pushed hustle culture, which I didn't see in the quote at all. I don't know if you do. I'd be curious if you want to comment below. I didn't mean anything about pushing, breaking yourself, or going against your intuition, or dysregulating your nervous system. I don't believe you should do any of that. And I believe that you can push yourself out of your comfort zone without doing that. In fact, I believe all that stuff has to happen. Like, you have to be regulated and safe to go into the arena and to play big in this world. And so I'm curious about that word push. I think it's a trigger for some people. And for me, I do have to push myself to make that phone call, to go to that meeting, and that's how I live my fullest life. And that doesn't mean that I'm dysregulating. It means that I'm providing myself the discipline, which I believe is the strongest form of self-love, in order to achieve what I want most in life. I am so grateful for this interaction and this person. And it's amazing to me, as I grow and go through life, the need for clarity is always so important. And it's so amazing how differently each of us think and how different our filters are. And so this person helped me realize that even something that I think is crystal clear, I can put some background on it. I can work to be more clear in my messaging. And I appreciate that a lot, because it's helping me be better. A couple more things. This person, when they said that big-hearted overthinkers was like a code word for someone who's experienced trauma, I've never heard that. I tried to Google it. I found zero reference to it. If somebody does have some like references, some to cite for me, I'd really appreciate it, because I don't know that. And then I wanted to let you guys know I have a podcast. And so I'm going to invite this person onto the podcast if they want to have a deeper discussion about this. Of course, I blocked them out on this video because to call somebody out publicly is kind of, I don't know, mean, especially if you don't have a relationship with that person. Okay, that's it. Oh, I love this investigation. I think there's more I could learn. I think there's probably stuff you could learn. So comment below and engage with me and let me know what you think. I would love to hear it.